So I thought I'd take out one of my favorite all-time universal weapons in the game, and we're talking about the 9.3 Grellic drilling rifle. Alright, to start out, we got a couple of whitetail out here, and there is a 180 plus buck that I just saw right over there. So I want to try and take a shot on him first, so then we can make sure we get this thing sighted in case we do see something pretty special. But this buck is right out there. That's the one that we want to get, but we'll see. There's a huge whitetail buck. Holy, 226 minimum on that thing. Now we can take up to about a 220, 250 yard shot. We really can't go much further than that because I haven't really tested it out. Typically, I would head to the range and know exactly where to hold at this distance, but in this case here, we just didn't get enough time. So there's our buck right there at 320, and we're not gonna be able to get a shot. So we gotta slide over, and we're gonna have to come around the backside way up over in here, and hopefully from this position we'll be able to look down there and line up for a shot on that buck. Well, as we're heading over to this buck here, I actually just spotted another giant 200-inch whitetail buck. He's right down there, and he's about 200 yards out from us. Now the giant that we saw from before is over there. We're still trying to square up on him. The 220 plus buck, I believe, is right out over there. Right there he is, in fact. But as I said before, we're sneaking over here and spotted this guy, which is an absolute monster as well. Now I can't really see him very good through there because there's a lot of brush. But if we could, oh, now I see his rack. Oh yeah, there he is right there. That is a buck. It's a 220 plus buck as well. I don't know if it's possible to go through that brush, but we're about to find out. Well, we're gonna be way closer than what I was anticipating because it looks like we're somewhere around 140 yards out from this whole entire herd of whitetails here. Although, very soon we are gonna be right on top of this giant buck. In fact, I think he's right there. Hold on a second. Which one is he? There's actually a lot more deer here than I thought. And there he is right there at 160 yards. What a buck. And we held it right on the heart. And we smoked him. He's down. I do believe that that was the only big one in that herd. But there could be another one. Ooh, there's a 180 plus, which I wouldn't mind getting. Now, I know this rifle's a tad bit big for the whitetail, but it's really not a problem. Now, I'm kind of contemplating on potentially going for a straight Texas heart shot from this angle here. Just because it's mainly the perfect opportunity that we could get right here. Yeah, he's slightly quartered downwards. And at 200 yards, I don't think we would have much drop. You know what? We're gonna go for it. Oh my god. We did it! We freaking just did it. Oh, what a shot! What a shot. And he is down. Texas heart shot at 180 yards. He's laying right there. Holy. All right, what a heck of a nice bonus there. So we got this giant buck, which should be laying right here. Let's take a look at him. He's gonna be a 219.32, so he is a 220 plus as well. Well, not quite plus, but double lung shot at 160 yards. Right there, tucked it just behind the front shoulder. I didn't think he'd quite break that 220 mark, and he didn't, but the other one is even bigger. The other one is a guaranteed 220 plus. Wow. I can't wait to find out how big this thing's gonna be. I'm gonna say he's gonna be like a 227. And if he is, that's gonna be pretty awesome. And the best part is, we don't even have to track him because he's laying right over here. Look at this rack. Ooh. We got more whitetail taken off over in there. I don't know if that's a separate herd or the same herd as the big one that we just got, but that was good to check. Anyways, here he lays right here. Let's take a look at this giant It's gonna be a 241.10. We pulled off a liver shot at 193 yards. That score on this buck is super, super rare. You hardly ever see a rack like this score over like 236. So the fact that even if it did break the 240 mark, it's really unlikely. So that's kind of crazy. The fact that we pulled off a liver shot, Texas hard shot at 193 yards on a buck that broke 240 with a rack that should have scored up to 236 maximum. Super, super wide rack with tons of points. I knew he was going to score a lot. I just didn't know he'd score this much. We'll take a look at that shot one more time. Texas hard shot from straight down below as he was leaning forward. We hit that thing right on the money. Intestine, liver, and it was going straight to the lung. All right, so this is actually quite interesting. We just came upon this whole entire pack of gray wolves out here, and there's a real big level 7 up at the top. But for some reason, there's also a bunch of pheasants taken off. We did see a big male black bear taken off, which is way the heck out there. 400 yards away at this point, and even though there's no way we can come close to hitting it. YOLO. Oh. Oh. Actually, he may calm down and give us a shot eventually. Oh, did he stop? Did he stop? Nope, that is not him. That's, oh, that is him though. Nope, that's him. That's him. That's not him either. How many black bear? Oh, there's a muley over there too. How many black bear? There he is. 360 yards away. And he's gone. My God, are they smart? I might have to switch out to the AR-308 and go for a shot on them, on that black bear. Okay, there he is. Come on, turn broadside. And stop. Guaranteed drops. So, oh my God, never mind. We smoked him. We absolutely just smoked that giant black bear at about 400 yards. Maybe 450. I thought we were going to be holding too low, but for some reason, we connected incredibly on that big bear. Like, we couldn't have made a better shot if we tried. There's nothing else we could have hit except for a vital hit. Nothing except for lungs. We were holding so low that if anything, it would have been a flesh hit. All right, let's see if we can't find that black bear. Now, we last took the shot right about here. We watched him run up over the top of the hill. And there he lays. We aren't even gonna have to look for him because he's piled up right on the top of the ridge right here. Unbelievable. There's some blood. And there is our bear, which we made a 421 yard lung shot, 20.38, and it was going straight for the heart. Holy, what an unbelievable shot placement we made on that black bear at almost 430 yards. Whew. Yeah, there's no way we would have connected like that with a drilling rifle. All right, this is kind of amazing, and it typically always happens like this. I decided to come over here and look for elk. It's not even anywhere near mule deer time. Well, we picked up a track from a max weight muley buck, and he's headed right out here to the middle of this mountain. It's super cool because I've never seen a big muley in this area, so I'm pretty excited to find out what it's gonna be. All right, here we go. We just made it all the way to the top of this hill here. We got fresh tracks going up to the next ridge, but we just got a call from a bunch of gray wolves near us, so we got to be careful as to them not attacking us. We got to be extremely careful, but we also got to make sure that we lay low because these muley could be right around the corner. In fact, they got to be right down there. And we're heading up into the mountains by Lac du Loup. So right here is typically where I'm thinking he should be. But like I said, I've never seen a big buck up here, so who knows? Who knows what we're gonna see? Oh my God, that's him, that's him, that's him. We just got a warning call, and there he is. There's our buck. There he is. He's a 260 buck, and he's gonna bed down Right there. No way. Well, it's gonna be tough, but we gotta try and slide over and get to a spot where we can actually get a shot off, because if we just go straight towards him right there, we're not gonna even be able to see the vitals. We'll try and get just a little bit closer here, and we can't get a whole lot closer than that, but 27 yards should do. And honestly, if we could even sneak in behind when he's not looking, that'd be even better. Like right there, right there, right there, right there. Alright, that's gonna be about as close as we can get to this buck. Right there, 25 yards. Now we gotta slide over. And pull back. And let one fly. Oh my god, we drilled him. We just absolutely smoked that buck. It was a tough distance, a very difficult shot. But we took the shot right here. You can see a nice vital hit. We watched him run off this way. Got a trail going through here. And there lays our massive muley buck. Let's pick him up. It's going to be a 258. He's going to be a gold and a double lung shot at 26 yards out. I'm actually very impressed with that shot because I've tried this shot several times in the past, and many times you either shoot high or low because it's tough to tell where the vital really is when they're laying down like that. But in this case here, we hit pretty much perfectly. Just nicked the back of the front shoulder there and still centered double lung as he was bedded at 25 yards away. And look at that rack. Man, that is one awesome buck. Holy. Look at the spread on that. You know, it's not very common where you find a big old buck like this just bedded along the mountainside, especially where you have so much snow like that, way up on the top ridge. Typically you find kind of small to medium-sized bucks or even bighorns, but you never find just giants bedded up there. And well, we definitely did today. We're back after continuing our mule deer hunt, but we found a pronghorn buck out here. And I know I said we're not going to take a 300-yard shot, but since there's a pronghorn out here, it would be kind of cool to figure out what the drop is like with the drilling rifle. So what we're going to do is we'll get to 300 yards and we're going to line up for a shot to hold maybe 8 inches high. And I think that should be good. So essentially, I'm thinking if we hold it right on the spine, maybe like 2 inches above the spine, should be good. Well, there's only one way to find out. That was about 2 inches above the spine, and we dropped him right there. So we're gonna go over there now and go take a look to see where we actually did hit. Because if that's the case, then we know we can take a 300-yard shot. All we gotta do is hold it 2 inches above the spine. And that's a good buck. Oh my god, is that a good buck. Holy, look at the whitetail taking off. My god, look at them all. Alright, well that's about a 250-yard shot. And that hit right on the money. Oh my god, I knew there was a freaking giant in there, son of a... Watch for him. Watch for that buck. See where he goes. We gotta get one into him. Oh, I think I just saw him. There he is. Oh, he's hit! He's hit! Oh my god, that's a huge buck. We gotta go track him down. I don't even know how far that thing was. Pronghorn was there. Unless maybe... Well, he went down. He just went down. It was about a 280-yard shot and he just went down. Wow. You know, if we would have just waited a half second longer and not taken a shot at that 180 buck, we would have seen that 200 plus buck all day and would have had a nice opportunity to get him. Which, even though we did get him, luckily, it worked out. All right, let's find out. It looks like we hit absolutely perfectly. So 305 yards, and we were holding 2 inches above the spine, which would be technically above the top of the fur of the pronghorn. And so we were holding right there. We had, yeah, I'd say that's a foot. That's easily a foot drop, but it was absolutely perfect. One thing that's a little odd though is I thought, oh my God, another giant. Oh, that dropped him. What a shot. Yes. Big buck is down. Holy. I was sitting here trying to figure out. All right, now I'm a little confused because there's the buck that we dropped. And there's also a buck laying right here. All right, here's this buck. And it's gonna be a 180 double lung liver stomach shot at 214. I knew we took a shot as he stepped forward a little bit there, so we'd hit him a little further back, but pretty much dead center liver and lung. Then we got this giant for a bonus here. Look at that rack. That's a 240-inch buck. Oh my God, where the heck did he come from? 235.55. We got a perfect neck shot on the run at 140 yards. Wow. That is an awesome whitetail. Holy. What are the odds of that? We just took down a 220 plus and all of a sudden a 240 comes stepping out. All right, so now we got to go over here and go try and track down this buck that we took way over here on the top of this ridge. I'd say it was somewhere around here. Or maybe it was even further. No, it was further. It was actually back in this second opening. Way back up in here. Right here. This opening. This is where we took our second shot. He ran through here. And we got blood right here. Really good blood, actually. Blood rate medium. Wow. All right, we got more blood going up over this ridge. In fact, really good blood right here. Looks like he cut up in through here. And there lays our buck. Another 200-inch. Oh my God, it's another 230 plus. 232.14. We made a 290-yard running Texas hard shot. Centered him right in the back left hind quarter and drilled that buck. Had we had a little more penetration, that would have been a lung shot. Wow, what a shot on a massive, massive whitetail buck. Look at the rack on that thing. Two of them back to back, 230 plus whitetail. And we smoked both of them. Holy, we just found an absolutely monstrous bull moose. 243 minimum on the estimate of that bull. He's actually in the water right now, surprisingly. But if you look closely, oh, he just popped back up on shore. There he is right there. Look at the spread on that bull. Tried for a heart shot. No, we didn't get it. Oh no. I really gotta stop going for hard shots with this thing. I really gotta stop. Wait. Down to 50%, 25%. We might have gotten a single lung. I lost him. Totally lost him. There's another decent bull there. Hold on, I want to try something once. I want to try something to find out. Well, that one just tipped right over. Either... I don't know, either we got a heart shot there or somehow caught double lung. And also, how the heck do we get over there? I don't even know how to get over there. Ooh, now it's gonna snow as well, so that means our bull's gonna be partially covered in snow, which may or may not help us find it. Oh my god, we ran right into it. Look at this. Look at this massive bull. Holy. Let's take a look at it and let's pick him up. It's gonna be a 247.38, and we did get a long shot at 144 yards. It's just that we hit the front shoulder and it stopped that 9.3 bullet from entering hardly anything. But we definitely did get a single lung, and that is what took down this massive big old bull. There's a big buck. We got him out there at 300 yards. It's going to be another 250 plus. I don't think he's quite going to break 260s, but he's going to be close. And this time, we're going to be using the 9.3 drilling rifle. Now, last time we took a shot like this on the pronghorn, and we connected pretty well. So let's see if we can do the same thing on this mule deer. It seemed awesome. And it was. He's going down. He is going down right there. He's down. Holy, that was a super incredible shot. We were holding high above the spine. He was quartered almost directly away from us, so we had to hold far back, but not too far, because we had to make sure we caught at least liver. And I think at that distance, we definitely connected on something solid. Meanwhile, we kicked up yet again another really nice muley right there. Oh, that shot was money. Took him on the trot and just dropped him right there. Might even made a perfect heart shot. Might have. He didn't go anywhere. All right, here he lays. Let's pick him up. It was a perfect heart shot. Heart and double lung at 150 yards on the run. 244.27. Massive muley buck. What a sweet rack. I really like this rack because of the fact that it does have stickers on both sides. It has a lot of character and some pretty decent spread as well. But that shot is really something else. Whew. Held about 1.5 foot lead on him, squeezed the trigger, and just crumbled this beautiful muley buck. Now we got this one, which ran way up here. I believe we took the shot down on the bottom ridge here. And then he ran up here. Right here, as a matter of fact. Let's pick him up. It's going to be a 255.17. And we made a 294 yard, beautiful lung shot, quartered directly away from us. I knew we were holding high, but we held right on the money. Tucked it behind the front shoulder there and made a perfect shot. Didn't get a whole ton of penetration, but it was quite a ways out, so I suppose we lost a lot of velocity from that shot. Anyways, he is a giant. What's interesting about this one, though, is the estimate didn't really show that he was going to be that big. It only went to 260, and he ended up scoring almost his max estimate of this buck. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. That's going to be it. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.